So welcome to, I think it is episode 8 of Full Boar on Tour, and this is all about meeting the athletes. So we've took a trip up to Ultraflex Rotherham, the famous Ultraflex Rotherham, with Reece McDonald and Rendchen. Both of these guys have just come out of a very busy competitive season, both competing with the two bros in Maidenhead. So welcome, Connor, to the team, and welcome today, mate. I hope you're good. I know you've had a good competitive season, mate.
Yeah.
Last year, I think, was equally as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the plans now? Obviously, you've done a few shows.
Yeah.
You're rebounding at the moment.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
So, I placed 4th at the Ben Weeder in the light heavyweights class. Honestly, I can't say it was the result that I wanted. The package we brought was significantly better than last year, so that's a positive that we can certainly focus on. But ultimately, the goal now is to be top end of light heavyweights, not bottom end. If you're looking to sort of take a pro card, I think we need to be top end of that class.
Okay.
So we're not giving up as much weight essentially. So it's a case of going away, improving on the areas that we need to improve on, putting that weight on, and then in my mind I'd like to compete at the Ben Weeder next year as well.
So we're going to go for the Ben Weeder again next year.
I think so, yeah.
A bit more tissue.
I want to compete against the best athletes.
Yeah.
I don't want to chase my pro card from show to show.
Yeah.
That's just my own personal belief.
You've got your approach, I get that.
I want to enter the best shows, and like this year, I came up short a little bit. We take our medicine, and we go and improve. So
Brilliant
that's
stuff.
what we're doing.
Mega, great to hear, and I know we're going to see you in a big leg session
Yeah.
with this man, Reece McDonald. So Reece had a great season after having 5 years off, was it, Reece?
Yeah, 5 years, yeah.
So 5 years off, came out of juniors and a very successful junior into the men's bodybuilding, and it was all about how you sort of stood and how you came up against the competition this year for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was more like compete this year just to see where I stood with the heavyweights, and thankfully I done quite well. So I won the first regional of the heavies, ended up taking the overall, which I was ecstatic about.
Yeah, absolutely peeled out your head. We were at the show, obviously. You look fantastic, mate.
And then I said to myself, if I won that class, I would do the Weeder.
Yeah.
So I done the Weeder. Going into it, I was obviously with some big names in the show, like Matt Toffin, people like that. Brittany Varney, which I thought was going to be in the class, but he dropped out in the light heavies.
Yeah, I see that.
So obviously to me they were big names, and me going against them, so I was trying to bring a lot more fullness into that show, which I achieved as well.
You did, yeah.
And then, so in my head I was happy with top 5 at that, and then I ended up taking second. And from the feedback I've got of other people, it was quite close between me and who won, so I was happy with that. So mid-season,
brilliant,
happy,
great season. So you exceeded your expectations ultimately, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. And then going into the next year, so I'm going to take a full year off season, and then probably start prep this time next year to qualify for Arnold's.
Brilliant.
It's a plan for next year. So
happy days. I think you'll both agree that your two categories in particular have the most competition and are probably the most exciting. They are for me. When I'm spectating this sport, I come to see the bodybuilders. I come to see you guys and support you guys, but ultimately, it's your two classes that are really outstanding for me, anyway.
I was literally standing at the side, pumping up with Matt, and I seen you on stage, and I literally stopped pumping up, and I was like,
yeah.
I was getting the side stage view.
Absolutely.
We both said the most competitive lineup that we've both stood in, which again is another positive, because obviously Reece took second, and for me, stepping up a weight class from winning the British middleweight title last year, placing 4th is a good result.
It's
looking at it, sort of stepping back. So really good.
Brilliant. It's a great opportunity today to get the guys to train together. As a team, we're trying to create a community as well. Hopefully, any of the content that we provide, you'll get a little bit of an education from it, and just get a little bit of an insight to what the team do, what their plans are, how they train, how they eat, and how they go about their business to ultimately, for these two guys, to get their pro cards. and be the best in the business. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get cracking with the leg session, and Reece and Connor are going to talk us through that as they train ultimately. So, but I know you've both just done a bit of preparation downstairs. Have you already got things planned out? What's the leg session going to look like?
So we're basically doing Connor's workout.
Yeah.
I had a little going over it because I'm getting like major lower back pumps at the minute with extra weight I put on. So we've tweaked it a bit so I can actually drive back to Newcastle.
I've got some Hydromax in my fucking bottle for you, mate. So that'll see you out.
Coming out of show.
Yeah.
You know, going into that rebound phase, you have got to be a little bit particular with what exercise you do.
Okay.
Just in terms of like for Reece, for example, loading the lower back, it's not ideal at the moment.
Yeah.
You load the lower back up, you know, let's say second exercise.
Yeah.
That's a session.
You can't train.
Yeah.
Can't train for the rest.
So that is a big thing, isn't it? Coming out of a show, being as lean as you have, and then training, putting the food in and everything else, back pumps are a real problem, aren't they? So you have to, you know, write your program out to tackle that, so they're not, because they're show stopping, aren't they, a lot of the time, these back pumps.
Well, like last week, I had squats in my workout last week.
Yeah.
I think my third exercise in, literally after that, it took us, in our session, took like 2 hours.
2 hours to
just
do it.
literally come lying on the floor half the session, try and get rid of my lower back pumps.
So yeah, a little bit of a sort of insight into a rebound from a show, being so lean. You know, from a training point of view, it's really important that the program is effective enough to actually get through the session, especially when they're both experiencing a lot of back pump. But yeah, so I think they're ready to go.
Yep. All good.
I think the pre-workouts have been taken, so little Strom plug there. So I know Connor's been using that stack from Strom, and I think that one's yours, isn't it, Reece?
I get away from the Max just for the pumps.
Too much pump. So yeah, going to crack into the session now. So we'll speak to you shortly.
I don't do guns and bark off. I just love God and bar off. Man, a real bad man, us G. I got my wife and seed, and that's a good life for me. Man, a real bad. Yeah, back then it was 2 M's. I said mortgages and then marrying. Nowadays it's 2 M's. I mean millions that I'm managing. Real bad man, don't move with savages. But bro still brought that cannon in. I say bro, if you use it, rise and shoot to protect your family. Real bad man, don't cause no casualties. Had to reason gradually. Had a talk that talk like this ain't police academy. Don't be mad at me. I did not come here to.
From a training perspective, first exercise is seated hamstring curls. So this is an area where we both have identified that we need to work on essentially. So, you know, prioritise it, put it at the start of the session. So what we'll do is we'll probably run 2 or 3 warm-up sets, working up gradually to our top set, perform our top set, and then we'll come back into a back off set. So it's 2 working sets, typically with every exercise.
Breakfast. Had a few with questions, how do you do it? But the truth is destined, yeah. Had to learn the code, then get that. Tell the bros I can't give rap. I can't gain and not give back. Real bad man, no, we don't mismatch. We don't talk, man, we done that chit chat. Get the word and then dispatch. Then enter rooms where they lift that. But my light's still shining. I know Batman living on islands. I ain't talking minimal mileage. Love God like it is his timing. No need for the cynical silence. Wake up every day, sometimes violence. Not them, they ain't trying to stop and hide it. They trying to watch you find it. Real bad man, wake up and smiling. Man, a real bad man, ask Carlos. I don't do guns and bark off. I just love God and bar off. Man, a real bad man, ask G. I got my wife and seed, and that's a good life for me. Man, a real bad. Man, a real bad man, ask Carlos. I don't do guns and bark off. I just love God and bar off. Man, a real bad man, ask G. I got my wife and seed, and that's a good life for me. Man, a real bad.
We're both going to try and aim to have our feet as low on the pad as possible, so it's quad dominant. Okay, so the lower you have your feet on the pad, you'll be quad dominant. A little bit higher, you start to encourage your hamstrings to kick in.
Hey, let it slap, hit the woo, run it back, ooh. Double tap, 100 racks, ain't no cap, ooh. Run the stats up, go ahead, pop the tag. Baby, like the designer in the cash, throw it in the bag. Hey, woo, woo, woo. I see diamonds flash, couple commas on the dash. Let me call you back. No sleep, low key. I'm insomniac. Caught a lift up to the flats with a party at. cash out, got the pen, ATM. Let them in, that depends. Heavyweights in the gym, for the win. Iced out, chili, no degree, no the 10, money in, ay, see me in, on the can.
Still building up in terms of strength, particularly sort of lower body. Like Reece said, lower back, knees. Just got to be careful in that sort of rebound phase. Like we're nearly 4 weeks post show now, so strength should be there or thereabouts. This week's the first week where I've really felt good going into legs. Back end of the week, so I've got 3 sessions before legs. So unless you're 100%, you don't really want to be going, you know, balls to the walls. So yeah, we'll give it some today. So first compound we've done was pendulum. Again, loading set, back off set. Loading set was 6 to 10, back off set was 10 to 15. So we were just talking about sort of making sure that you're sort of punching into both rep ranges. So, you know, a lower rep range and a higher rep range. So we're tapping into sort of different ranges within the set, or within the exercise, should I say. Second compound's going to be a pivot press. We've not used this yet. This is more of a vertical press. We obviously use a slightly less vertical press, but we're going to run it. Again, it will be 6 to 10 and 10 to 15.
All the haters told me that I can't. Always clicked up in the stands, just me in the camp. Ooh, trust me in the gym. Do it for the fam. Came in with the bands, boom, bada bam. Pay me back with the tax, call me Uncle Sam. Duffel bag stacks in the tracks, counting all the cash. Cash out, got the pen, ATM. Let them in, that depends. Ay, heavyweights in the gym, for the win. Iced out, chili, no degrees, way below the 10. Ay, ooh, ay, get 'em, go, ooh, ay, yeah, ay, ay, oh, get 'em, go, yeah.
Right, so we've got the prime leg extension. A couple of warmers, load at mid-range. We will last exercise on quads, and we'll hit some calf raises to finish. And then that'll be a wrap.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Suicide mission, but I'm coming back strong. Did 100 laps just to get 100 back, dog. Make it make sense. I don't want it, that's all. If they wanna break bread, tell them come with that sauce. Okay. Suicide mission, but I'm coming back strong. Did 100 laps just to get 100 back, dog. Make it make sense. I don't want it, that's all. If they wanna break bread, tell them come with that sauce. Yeah. Sophie baby gotta eat, Shady Rosie gotta read. If they want it there for free, tell them boys I'm out of reach. Gotta do the Montessori and you know it's never cheap. When you look around, my brother, don't you know
I'm
what's
gonna finish with some standing calf raise. Probably do a couple of warmer and working the back off again. Then that'll be it. Are we doing a workout and a back off or just?
Sorry?
Are we doing working and back off or just free weight?
3 sets on this.
3 sets.
So what I would usually do is I'd go middle set,
Right,
heaviest set, back off set.
just say failure.
Correct.
But I'm coming back strong. Did 100 laps just to get 100 back, dog. Make it make sense. I don't want it, that's all. If they wanna break bread, tell them come with that sauce. Yeah. Suicide mission, but I'm coming back strong. Did 100 laps just to get 100 back, dog. Make it make sense. I don't want it, that's all. If they wanna break bread, tell them come with that sauce. Hey, tell them come with it. Bring the condiments on the side. This ain't politics. We don't wanna quit on the guys, it's just common sense. Don't you wanna get all the pie, so you give it to the people, my intent, no surprise, whoa. Yeah, ain't no finders keepers, I go to shine and reap it. Look at the way that we mind it decent, off of the way, divinely teaching. You know when I be preaching, I go to show them the finer pieces. Ain't nothing old but settle your home and don't try dare retreat, cause it's a suicide mission, but I'm coming back strong. Did 100 laps just to get 100 back, dog. Make it what makes sense. I don't want it, that's all. If they wanna break bread, tell them come with that sauce. Yeah, suicide mission, but I'm coming back strong. Did 100 laps just.
So that's a wrap. Another episode in the bag. Full Boar on Tour. I think it's episode 8. But from what I saw, it was a really good session. Reece, how did you get on with the back pumps?
It was all right, not as bad, but
Keep rolling.
I think we played the session quite safe, so we tweaked a few things so I wouldn't get any more back pumps. I got a few, but it is what it is. Still a good session. And,
so you're not quite back up to full strength, are you yet? Peak off-season strength?
Yeah, that's the excuse that beat us on the pendulum. But yeah, it's working its way back up. Hopefully another 3 to 4 weeks when we back to peak strength. Hopefully I haven't put much more weight on, because it's not good at this weight. But yeah, hopefully the weights go up in the gym, but keep my weight steady.
I think Reece is still out of breath, not from fucking training, but from fucking posing. But to be fair, he's looking good at 18 stone now.
I was 18.7 this morning.
18.7, big weight. But yeah, I think next time we get together, I'm gonna do a bit of training with you boys. I pussied out today, really. I shouldn't have, but we'll be getting back in the mix with you and see if I can keep up with you. See if an old man like me can keep up with you. But yeah, obviously a great session, mate.
Yeah.
You looked as if you're really enjoying it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I think 3 or 4 weeks post show that, that love for training starts to come back.
Yeah.
Biofeedback starts to come back to you. Energy levels, strength levels are starting to sort of get there again. So yeah,
Gets fun
enjoyable.
again.
Enjoyable to be around, the right environment.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ultraflex, Rotherham, haven't been here for a while, but they've done some amazing stuff to the gym with the kit. I mean, it's just a playground for bodybuilders. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do, leave a comment for us. Subscribe, like, share, and all that fucking jazz. But we'll see you on the next one. And it is up in Aberdeen with the Scottish Titan, Greg Taylor.